Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now. Let's start with this video, man, of you jumping up and down on the stage, like at a concert in front of like crazy. What was going on with that, man?
Yeah, that was my walkout song, Timmy Trumpets. So
Okay.
he's like a big UFC fan, and he noticed that I walk out to his song, so we connected on that, and
Wow.
we talk on Instagram and stuff, and then he was doing a show in Brooklyn, so I hit him up, and he got me on the list, and we went to the show and watched him crush it. Shout out Timmy Trumpets, he's the man, and when my song came on, Narco, I stormed the stage, and I had to get on the stage and jam out with my man. So it was amazing.
It's crazy how, fighting gets you these types of experiences, right? Just it would never happen without, fighting.
I know, dude, it's crazy. He's a big Mets fan, and our closer Edwin Diaz walks out to his song Narco as well, and that's kind of how I found him. And then I started listening to his music, and started following him, and we connected. I found out he was a big UFC fan, so I was pumped to be able to go meet him and go to one of his concerts. We had a great time.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. Stuff like that, man. It's always great to see. And yeah, let's just jump into this fight coming up. You're gonna head over to Paris, which is incredible, man. The French roller, who came up with that one?
The French people. You know, maybe my brother a little bit, but the French people love the French roller. It's crazy. My last fight with Benoit, obviously my goal was to win that fight, but I said, before that fight that after that fight I'm gonna have a lot of fans out in France, and we didn't get the win, but we definitely made a lot of connections out in France and got a lot of French support. So it was a win in that aspect.
Yeah, that's very cool, man, that you can like fight somebody from their country and then now they support you. You know what I mean? Like that does I don't think that really happens in other sports.
No, man, it was really cool. I was having fun with all the French fans. I just love their passion. They really they bring the energy, and we have fun on Twitter. They got their propaganda, they call it, and with all the memes and whatnot. And I like to have a good laugh, so we definitely shared some funny memes, and I
Mhm.
connected with the French fan base. And then during the fight, I'm a respectful martial artist, and I respected Benoit before, during, and after the fight, and I think the French people resonated with that, and now they support me.
Yeah, let's talk about that fight against Benoit, man. You got caught at the highest level. Shit like that happens all the time, and we see the greats get caught. How did you handle that loss, man? How was that for you afterwards?
Losing fights always sucks. Especially that fight was just spicing up. It was just getting fun, and then I got cracked with that head kick. But that's the fight game. We live, we learn, and we live to fight another day. I took a lot away from that fight. It was on a big stage, on a main card of a pay-per-view at Madison Square Garden, and we had a great camp. Went in there, the fight went the way it went, and I got better from it, and I'm ready to put it all together in this next fight.
For sure. And after that, did you take some time away to like reset or recuperate? Did you need that?
Yeah, after every fight, I kind of reset,
Mhm.
and then start forming the next evolution of the steamroller. And I got that Michael Johnson fight booked, but he
Yeah.
got hurt. And then when that fight kind of fell through, my son was about to be born, so I was kind of just helping my wife through her pregnancy, and we were getting ready for our kid to be born, and now he's born. He's in this world, and he's 2 months old now, and we're full throttle into fight camp, and I'm excited.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on, man, in the last 10 months. And, I was going to ask you about the Michael Johnson fight. You just explained what happened, and, your first child was born, major change in your life. How has that affected your lifestyle and your career mentality?
Yeah, man, it just gives me that much more motivation. I'm not fighting for myself. I'm fighting for my family. I'm fighting for my team. I'm fighting for everybody who supports me. Um, I love this life that I'm living. A martial artist, I get to train every day, but I don't take it for granted. I know that people want to see me win. People want to see me succeed, and I gotta not let them down. I gotta go in there, as prepared as I can, and fight my heart out. And as long as I do that, I think win, lose or draw, the people will be happy.
Yeah, it seems like you have this like support system, and a lot of fighters, they don't have it when they lose, but you have it, like you said, win, lose, or draw. How important is that for you to like, reset and restart and just like, okay, now I gotta get to the next level of the evolution?
I mean, it means the world to me that the people ride with me, no matter what. And that's what I want in this game. I don't want the bandwagon fans that are just with me when I'm winning. I want the people that are ready to crawl through the mud with me. Uh, and I think I got that. And I really learned that when I had that draw with Lando Venata, my first fight at Madison Square Garden. Before that, I was always like, I got to win, I got to win. But and then that fight happened, and I didn't technically win. It was technically a draw, but just the amount of support I got from that, and how awesome of a fight it was, and I left everything I had in that cage, and after that I was like, it's maybe not about just about winning and losing. It's about going in there and leaving everything you got in there and having a great fight, and the people resonate with that.
And your opponent coming up, man, another, French guy, back-to-back French guys, and Fares Ziam, 3-fight win streak, man. He's on a run. You know what I mean? Thoughts on him and his fighting style?
Yeah, he's a very good fighter. He's very technical. He's a great kickboxer. He's well rounded, and he's got a lot of momentum. I know he got into the UFC pretty young, so he's been learning on the job, getting comfortable, and I'm preparing for the best version of him, and I think that's what we're gonna see, which is gonna make this fight an amazing fight. He's got all the momentum right now. I remember when I was just on a 3-fight winning streak. You feel untouchable. So I'm expecting him to come in there, feeling great. And I want to fight the best version of him, which is what I expect. And we're gonna have a banger.
Yeah, how does it feel to be on the other side of the spectrum? What I'm trying to say is like you were chasing the names, now you're the name, and he's chasing you. You know what I mean? Like it's flipped now. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, I mean, just you saying that sounds crazy, but I think that's awesome. I've been doing this for a long time, and it's cool that I'm starting to get some recognition, that people know that you don't want to miss a steamroller fight. When I fight, people need to watch, because it's, win, lose or draw, it's going to be an exciting, awesome fight. So it's cool, and I remember watching Faras when he's on his come up, and a lot of people say he's got had some boring wins, but he's a technical fighter, and I think the true technicians can recognize that. But I'm not in a boring fight, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna be coming at him, and he's finally gonna have an exciting fight.
Yeah, when I was interviewing Dan Hooker ahead of his fight against Gamrot, he said this. He said kind of something similar. He's like, "Yeah, Gamrot might be in some boring fights, but when I'm fighting him, there's not. He's gonna be in his most exciting fight he's ever been in his life." That's what he said. I feel the same way about you, man. Like you make guys that are somewhat, like I guess technical or boring, so to say, and you turn it into an exciting fight. Don't you feel? Do you feel that way?
Yeah, man. Me and Hooker are cut from the same cloth. He's just on the other side of the world. But yeah, that's the way I fight. It doesn't matter who's in there with me. I'm gonna come at him, and I'm gonna bring out the best in him. He's gonna bring out the best in me, and may the best man win.
Yeah, before you even got into camp, because you're like gonna fight Michael Johnson, you had a camp for that, and a shorter camp, I guess. But you're doing a lot of cross training as well. I think I saw you out in Vegas for some periods of time. Like, explain like, what you've been through.
Yeah, I was home for most of the time,
Mhm.
just getting ready for my son to be born, and now he was born, and so we're just figuring out, how to be parents and all that stuff. But I got a week out in Vegas. I always like to spice it up in camp a little bit. Just get out either to Vegas or go down to Tampa, see Billy Q.
Yeah.
Just do something to spark a little bit. Sometimes when you stay in the same place for too long, you need a little spark to, you know, get a couple different looks from, get a different mindset. And then it kind of makes you appreciate what you have back home. So going out to Vegas is always fun. I was staying at Aljo's. I got to train with Merab a little bit. Was training at Syndicate with John Wood, just at the PI, helping Bazooka out with his camp. And Nas was out there. Charlie was out there. All the boys were out there. We had a fun time in Vegas.
Yeah, it seems like you guys got like a satellite gym in Vegas now, your whole team.
Yeah, man. I mean, Aljo's got a house out there. Marab's got a house out there. So it's like whenever any of us want to go out there, we stay at one of their houses, and it's like 5 minutes away from the PI. And that's the one thing that's nice about Vegas. You could drive 10 minutes anywhere. Being in New York, I got a 40-minute drive to the gym. It's rough.
For sure, for sure. With the time that you had away, like you said, you spend most of it at home preparing to be a father, but you also are training, so it allows you to get a lot more, I guess, technical work and stuff. You could work on stuff, right? Like, was there anything in particular that you decided to work on, or someone new you decided to work with?
Um, yeah, I was always, training jujitsu. I'm always at Matt Sarah's gym, Sarah BJJ. But then I was going out to Vanguard and training with Jason Rao, who's a Matt Sarah black belt. He's got an amazing jujitsu gym out there with a lot of high level competitors. I was doing a lot of jujitsu, and I've been getting a lot of work in with Steve Lee, who's becoming an amazing coach himself. He's Ray Longo's right hand man, and he Ray's amazing. I'm always hitting with Ray, and he's always pushing me. But then Steve kind of brings a little bit of the new age stuff. Uh, so it's a great combo between Ray and Steve, and then all the jujitsu I'm doing. So I'm ready.
Yeah, that's the that's an interesting combination, Ray and Steve, because they're like personalities are not, like Ray's old school, right? Like you said, and Steve is a younger guy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Steve's a great fighter himself,
Yeah.
but I think he really found a home like coaching, especially for a young guy. Some of the work that he's doing with the amateur guys, it's awesome. We got a lot of amateur guys winning titles and winning fights, and he's helping out all the pros, and he's always there, helping us. So he's going to be coming out to Paris with me as well. Ray's coming out, my brother's coming out, my dad's coming out, my wife's coming out, my baby's coming out. I got some friends, so we're all really excited to go to a new city and do what we do best.
Definitely, definitely, man. I think if you can fight in New York City, you can fight anywhere in the world, man. It doesn't matter.
We're born fighting, bro.
Yeah. Now, with the camp and stuff, is anybody there? Has anybody like new joined the team, to support you and like to make camp easier for you?
We have a lot of good guys, especially good looks for me. I was getting some good rounds in with Bazooka when he was home, when he was in camp, and then Charlie Campbell. And now I'm getting a lot of sparring with Dylan Montello, who's, he was on Contender Series. He's fighting CFFC. A lot of, they're all very high level and great work. So, I'm blessed to have such a good team that, I don't have to fly people in for sparring or training. So, I got everything I need here.
And expectations, man. I know your expectations. You want to blast his head off, but you know, like how is there anything else that you want to do? You want to show?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm always coming in there, ready to fight, ready to get the finish, get the first round finish. But honestly, I haven't seen a second round since January of 2021.
Damn.
So, so I mean, it would be good to get some cage time, but I ain't gonna be mad at a first round knockout or a first round
Mhm.
submission. But to be I want to be in there. I want to show the world my skills, and the longer I'm in there, the more I get to show. So it would be cool to see a round two.
Yeah, I think, you know, since that, you know, that fight that you mentioned, we've done a few interviews and you've mentioned like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a second round finish. I've heard you predict this, but it just doesn't happen. So, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, your teammate, man, Merab, you was out there training with him in Vegas. He's gonna fight for the title against Sean O'Malley. And what do you predict in that fight, man?
I think Merab's gonna Merab. That's what he does. Merab's gonna Merab. Dana White's saying, I think he's just fucking with me now. So Merab's gonna Merab. He's gonna cut his
Yeah,
stitches out. He's gonna show the world the cut on his
yeah,
eye and put it. He's gonna go in there. He's gonna feint. He's gonna level change. He's gonna throw his strikes. He's gonna take him down. He's gonna beat his ass.
mm,
But Rob he's dialed in. He's
mm,
getting a lot of work with John Wood, who's an amazing coach. So I know that they're going to be prepared. He's bringing in the right looks. He's bringing in. He's got a lot of Georgians at the gym now. It's funny when Merab was in New York at Law, like all the Georgians came to Law. It was great. We still got a lot of badass Georgians at our gym, but and
mm.
then I went out to Vegas at Syndicate. And now there's a whole Georgian MMA crew at Syndicate too. So he I think he's going to be prepared. He knows. Sean O'Malley's good. He's a sniper, and I think there's no secret that he's going to try to snipe him on the way in and catch him with his shot. When Marab's level changing, but Merab will be prepared for that, and you're gonna have to kill him to keep him off you, and I don't think O'Malley's got what it takes.
And he's got a chin on him too. You probably know, man. You're a lightweight, and you probably blast him, and he's probably taking some hard shots.
Oh yeah, man, he just look at me and laugh, and then take me down.
All right, September 28th, UFC Fight Night, Paris, man. Matt, thank you so much, man. Incredible opportunity here to go fight overseas and get yourself reestablished. And yeah, man, all the best, man, up in this fight.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. You're always one of my favorite interviews.